What's happening, everybody? This is the Fan Dude 21 back once again. What you're looking at here is a 52-inch S.M.C. Laguna ceiling fan. This fan here dates to around 1982 or possibly even 1983. It is a variable speed fan and electrically reversible. This is actually one of the earliest variations of the Laguna. The very early ones from around 1979, 1980, or 1981 were pretty much identical in looks, but the fan actually used a lower canopy and used the same plastic upper canopy as seen here, and also the switch housing on the fan of the original, the very first version, was also plastic. As you see here, there's no lower canopy on this fan, and the switch housing is actually a cast metal. The fans were available in 52-inch size, which you see here, and they're also available in a 36-inch size, and they had four different finish options. Got antique brass, polished brass, white and polished brass, what you see here, and also brown and polished brass. And you also had the option of having cane blades, plain blades, as you see here, or possibly even stencil blades. So they give you quite a wide option of design looks for these fans, which is pretty cool. This is actually one of my personal favorite top mount sprinter ceiling fans, especially in this finish. I've always thought the Laguna here will always look classy in white brass. I also have a brown and polished brass version, identical to this, the same generation, everything like that. So without further ado, we'll give this fan a demonstration. Set it all the way to its high speed, so let's turn it all the way down. One thing that's real interesting about this fan, which is actually more technological wise, is that the fan's actually not an actual S.M.C. Laguna. The fan's actually a relabel, and it was relabeled for the Americana brand, and it was under the C100 series of the Americana brand, which Americana was likely some sort of department store, hardware store brand chain. I'm not really too sure on the history of them, but they were a common relabel of OEM fans like S.M.Cs and CEC fans and what have you. Low speed on the fan here is actually pretty slow. Seems like it's even slowing down even a little bit more still, but it's got a nice acidic glow, which is achieved off of the trim pot on the rheostat control. Going to crank it up a little bit. This fan actually did not work when I got it. Actually, got this from a fellow fan collector, and I knew well and good that it didn't work. And he actually sent me a replacement stator off a donor motor, but it must have been off the earliest version because somehow the stator would not fit properly into the motor. But I figured out what the problem was, and is that the thermal fuse inside the motor actually opened up, likely due to heat, because the bearings on the fan are pretty shot. And likely what happened is that the fan was ran with the bad bearings long enough that it opened the motor, caused the motor to overheat. And usually these thermal fuses are resettable after the motor cools down, but this one in particular failed open and stayed open, so the fan did not work after it opened at all. But I bypassed it, removed it entirely, and the fan works perfectly once again. Fan wobbles a little bit due to the fact that the blades are a bit warped. It is what it is. There's not really much I can do about that. Take it up a little faster. Actually, there's something I can do about the warp blades, but so that's not really a total loss. That should be about high speed there. There's high speed. Fan runs around 200-ish RPM on high, probably 190. It's actually a little slower than my brown and brass Laguna. That one runs around 220, which is probably likely due to the bearings causing that issue. So we're going to power it up on its updraft mode. And you'll notice there that I pulled the chain a second time. And that's because this fan never used a separate switch for reversing. It was all done off the pull chain with sequences forward, off, reverse, off. And we ain't going to get real elaborate with the reverse speeds. They're around the same. But high speed on the reverse actually seems to be a little interesting, and you'll see why. Also, before I forget, the obtrusive switch housing cap on the fan is not original. The fan likely was used with a light, as the original cap was not present. Which looks similar in design, but much more flat. Actually mimic the rib design of the switch housing actually. Now what's really weird about reverse on high speed is actually it seems to be faster than on downdraft. Or it seems to be faster to me anyway. It seems like we're cruising around 210 RPM right here, which is very unusual. Usually updraft positions on ceiling fans are run a little slower than downdraft. We're going to power it off here and let it coast. Yeah, the reverse updraft mode actually runs about as fast as my brown and brass one does on downdraft, which, like I said, is real surprising. Knowing my luck, I probably got a wire reversed when I took the fan apart, but I doubt it. While the fan's coasting to a stop here, I noticed on my channel that I finally reached 1,000 subscribers. And I just want to take a minute to give a sincere thanks to all the viewers out there that watch my videos and comment on them, and it gives me the motivation to keep making videos like this. I certainly got a lot of fans to film. Almost seems like I get fans in by the day. So there'll definitely be a lot more content to be shown. It's actually 9 years in the making. I started the channel here in 2010, and I made videos on and off, deleted a bunch for reasons I do not really care to share online, but it is what it is. I'm back and I'm not going anywhere. Said next year will be the 10th year anniversary of this channel as well, so it's grown quite a bit, more than I ever thought it would have. So there you go, folks. There was the 52-inch white and polished brass S.M.C. Laguna ceiling fan from around 1982 or 1983. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.